to the show. This here is Baby Girl, a Labrador who loves to run and play. It's best if her new owner comes down to the shelter to meet her and has a leash handy because her favorite pastimes are going for walks, playing ball, and fetching. Perry, she's very athletic, and she'd be a great hiking pal for someone, too, if they like to explore the outdoors. Yeah, she's a great size, and she walks very, very well on leash, so I think she is going to be a great hiking partner. And I'm going to get some dog to sit on this show and shake. There we go. Very good. So she's a great size, like I said, and she's very athletic, but she's not the crazy puppy that you think she might be, and she's just a very, very well-behaved girl. You saw the intelligence that she has, and she seeks out the treats right now. We'll get you to sit one more time and shake. Very, very good. So you can see she's a very, very well-trained doggy. She is house-trained. She is leash-trained. She gets along with pretty much everybody. She's been great here in the studio, and she's that yellow lab that lots of people like. She's a mix of some sort, but you can see, I think, a lot of lab in this dog. So when you're out there this time of year, the weather's so great, and looking for a hiking pal, I think Baby Girl's the girl for you. Well, if a declawed cat ends up outdoors, that can be very vulnerable to dangers, and they have no way to defend themselves. So it's amazing that Mr. Kitty here arrived at the Arizona Humane Society without a scratch. And Ski, a Good Samaritan, found this elderly kitty out in the desert, and surely there were predators lurking around every corner. He's very lucky to be here today.
He really is, because, you know, owls and hawks and those turkey vultures, they will try to swoop down and get whatever they can get. So without any claws to defend himself, he has been very lucky. Now, he will need a home where he is going to be indoors because he doesn't have those claws to defend himself. And while declawing your cat is a quick solution from having your furniture torn up and your door jambs and stuff torn up, it is also really not that humane to do to the cat. It is like removing your top fingertip of all your fingers, and it really does affect the cats. There are more humane solutions. For example, we have nail clippers right here. You can do it regularly once you learn how to do it. It's quite simple. And soft paws, which are just little caps that have an adhesive, and they go over the nail so that they can do their normal kneading and scratching, but it's not going to cause the damage. And of course, cat toys, towers, scratching posts, redirection, all that is very important as well. These came from our thrift store on Baseline and Hardy in Tempe, so you really can pick them up inexpensively anywhere. Mr. Kitty is a cuddler. If he's on your lap, he doesn't necessarily want to be held, but he will start purring when he's on your lap, and in the morning he'll wake you up with a nice soft head bump. He's just been sitting here letting Tegan just pat him and love on him, so if you're looking for an older cat, declawed, who's just very mellow, then Mr. Kitty may be just the cat for you.
Well, Scrappy, a young terrier, ended up at the Arizona Humane Society as a stray who had been hit by a car. Scrappy was adopted to a nice couple, and they said that even though Scrappy has 3 legs, she enjoys her walks and playing with the other dog, Gumby, in the yard. They're so glad that Scrappy chose them, and that they visited the shelter that day and took her home. But with over 180 dog breeds, finding the right dog to fit your lifestyle can be difficult. So every week we feature a particular breed, and Perry, today we're featuring the Cocker Spaniel. Right, Ashley. The Spaniel first appeared in literature in 1500s, oddly enough from the country of Spain, but it wasn't until the English took the dog like this dog and made it the Cocker Spaniel, and they were bred specifically to hunt the Eurasian woodcocks. That's where they got their name from. This was a little bit later on in the 1500s. So here they are. This is what they were bred for. They come in 2 varieties. They come in the American version and the English version. The English version a little bit taller. The American version a little bit shorter, lower back, more bulbous head, shorter snout. I would have to say here that Shadow is probably the little taller English Cocker Spaniel. And they come in various coat varieties, split sometimes, solid color, very, very pretty doggies. You know, in the mid-1930s in this country, for a period of 25 years, they were the most popular dog in America, ranking #1 in the AKC registration. They have fallen off since then. Tastes changed, and now they're down in the 30s somewhere, but they've always been a popular doggy. This particular one right here lived with 2 other cockers. She's house-trained, she's leash-trained, and guess what? Her owner said she chases birds. Isn't that kind of crazy? Come on and check out the very pretty Shadow. Well, earlier this week, our emergency animal medical technicians responded to 160 calls for pets in distress, including a call for a cat who had fallen into an empty swimming pool at the Sports Chalet building. The cat was standing in a foot of water and had injured her paws trying to make several attempts to escape. The cat, now known as Scuba, recovered in our Second Chance Animal Trauma Hospital, and the kitty is joining us on the show today. She's healed up very nicely and ready for a home. Lisa, tell us a little bit about this Russian blue Scuba.
Scuba, as you can see, she looked dark in those photos, but once she dried off and we brought her in. We realized she was just very hungry, and our EAMTs are specially trained to deal with situations just like that. So Scuba here, when our rescuers arrived, when our EAMT arrived, she was down in the pool crying out, and he could tell she had been there a long time. But he scooped down to pick her up, and she was very loving right away. She needed the help. She knew she needed him, and she has now a full belly, and she's gotten her chin scratches, but she is looking forward to a life to be a pampered cat.
She's a very good kitty. Come down and meet her today. All right, well, stay with us. Meet this smart dog.